evil ways. I mean, listen, some of you know the stories, and I wrote about them in my memoirs, and I'm not proud of it. We had two little, listen, you don't know how tormented I was. And this is sick, and you'll probably think less of me, but this is what I did. We had two little beagles, Cuddles and Peanuts. And I would choke those dogs until their tongues hung out of their neck. And then I would cry and beg them to come back to life. And I'd do it all over again. And somebody say, thank God you're not like that anymore, Pastor Mike. But I mean, I was a mess. 16 years old, I was driving my car on the other side of the road, suicidal run, headed for a vehicle, and I did not move. I did not move. That vehicle had to go off of the road to get away from me. I mean, that's how messed up I was. So anyways, my 19th birthday, suicidal, manic depressant, alcoholic, selling drugs, going to slip my wrist, incredible blanket of fear came on me. I knew I was going to hell. I deserved hell, belong in hell. That revelation. I fell on my knees and I cried out to Jesus Christ. I mean, I got up free. Okay. So for 40 years or longer, I thought my salvation was a sovereign move of God, not realizing my wife was a weapon and a battle axe in the hands of the Lord. So I'm up here one day about 3 years ago. I'm telling you, this is what happened. I'm up here praying, Lord, thank you for my salvation. Thank you that you saved me. Thank you. And I look back and I'm telling you, I saw a girl, but she wasn't there, but I saw her. And she was about yay high with kind of long, reddish, blonde hair, stringy, skinny thing. She had her hands lifted up. I saw her. I said, Lord, who is that? And the Lord said this to me. He said, that's why you're saved. I said, what? I started crying. He said, is that little girl, because she cried out for your soul, when she was about 10 to 12 years old, she's crying out for your soul, that it opened a door for me to step in and save you because you'd have gone to hell. I'm crying. I said, Lord, who is it? Who is it? And the Lord said to me, he said, that's your wife. Oh, I broke. And then she was gone. But I broke. I wept so hard I couldn't see. See, because I loved my wife, but in my foolishness, I thought I was more spiritual than her. I thought I was more mature than her. I was and here, her prayers, when she cried out, and I went home and I said to her, I said, honey, when you were a little girl, were you praying for your husband to be? And she looked at me like I'd lost my mind. She said, well, yeah, I was crying out to God for that. He'd give me the right husband and keep him for me and protect him for me and preserve him for me. And here not realizing that God was using my wife because at 8 years old, she got born again, filled with the Holy Ghost. And she started teaching Sunday school at 10 years old. And it was my wife that caused me to get saved. And that I'm here today because of her. So we've got weapons. She wasn't complaining. She was praying. I think that's why I'm going to say this right now about the Spirit of God. I think there's a lot of people who would have a husband and wife if they would just start praying for them in faith. Just, Lord, I pray for them right now. You hear me, Pastor Michael? Have you been praying for your wife to be, Michael? I'm not trying to put you on spot, but Michael, you start praying for your wife and she'll be here before you know it. I know you don't think you deserve one, but listen, if we all got what we deserved, we'd be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Can you say amen?